I've kept my heart inside a box, threw away the key. You found your way under my skin. Now I come undone. The walls that I built on weakest paper, my castle is falling from the sky. Ain't nobody else have made me lose my grip before. Yeah, I come undone. Was fast asleep both night and day. Now I'm wide awake. My world is turning all upside down. Oh, I come undone. The walls that I built on weakest paper, my castle is falling from the sky. Ain't nobody else have made me lose my grip before. Yeah, I come undone. Oh, yeah. Will you catch my fall? Or will you carry me home? 'Cause I can't hold on. Gotta let myself go for you. Can you show me how? Or can I learn to be free? Oh, 'cause I'm too afraid, but there's no turning back from here. Hope you remain right next to me as days turns to years. Say, can you hear the bells singing our song as I come undone? The walls that I built on weakest paper, my castle is falling from the sky. Ain't nobody else have made me lose my grip before. Yeah, I come undone. Ooh, oh, I come undone. Yeah, I come undone. Oh, I come undone for you. Yeah, I come undone.
I hoped we were gonna make it. He promised we would find the time. Dreaming for eternity, creating perfect memories. Yeah, we hoped we were gonna make it. Little did I know that time would take us to a place where love could grow, but in a different way. can try if you let me. Without lives, I am bleeding. Who am I without stories that aren't mine? What I did to achieve you gave me air, thought I had to. I'm untrue, it's not pretty, the truth hurts. And you stayed on the ground while I was high. Yes, you've been here before, you closed the door. Now I don't know what to say, I expect you to leave. I deserve to be unheard, but I want you to see that you are the reason why I try. I don't know what you're thinking, but I know how you're feeling. I have crushed and burned someone before, and now I'm afraid of the person I'm pretending to be. But I'm more afraid to tell you I'm less than you see. And I know when I let go right now, I'm gonna turn you against me. 'Cause baby, you stayed on the ground while I was high. Yes, you've been here before, you closed the door. Now I don't know what to say, I expect you to leave. I deserve to be unheard, but I want you to see that you are the reason why I try. 'Cause it's the look in your eyes, filled with doubts and I'm scared. I am trying my very best to make it okay, but do you even care anymore? Yes, baby, you stayed on the ground while I was high. Yes, you've been here before, you closed the door. Now I don't know what to say, I expect you to leave. I deserve to be unheard, but I want you to see that you are the reason why I try. So you kissed a girl just 'cause you wanted to. Not thinking about what you made her do. She started doing her hair and makeup, oh, just for you. Only because you kissed a girl when you wanted to. You think you're young and smart, got no responsibility in this world. But if you're young and smart, you should know better. Don't get laid back 'cause you're not that cool. Don't think you're safe and sound walking around breaking rules. I bet your parents are worried sick. That's not as cool as you think, not as cool as you think, yeah. So you came home late just 'cause you wanted to. I'm still awake with a heart in two. She started
paths cross. We're wasting time on stuff that doesn't really matter, while wishing for something better. I try to fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings and words unspoken. We fall apart and I won't dare to say, do you feel the same